Did you see anything as far as colors?
I see like words, like I see like two people, I can't quite figure out who they are, and it's like a table and like words or words on paper upright, lots of words.
Okay. Well, let's walk closer or come closer to those two people. Can you describe what they look like?
One kind of looks like Jason.
And the other?
I still can't tell who that is.
Can you describe the table?
It's like a plastic table, like what you get at Costco. Little one.
And you said that there was something that had writing on it?
Yeah, it's like a big, not big, but like, it's not poster board type paper, but paper that is that size.
Oh, okay. What does it say on it?
I don't understand the language.
Okay. Are you able to talk to those two people that are sitting there?
Standing.
Oh, they're standing. That's right. You said the standing. Are they wearing anything?
Blue shirt. My focus is definitely more on Jason for some reason. The other person doesn't seem as obvious anymore.
Okay. Are they, or is that person willing to talk with you? You can just mentally ask them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you ask why they are there at this time?
It's almost like words aren't coming. I just get this feeling like they're trying to sell me something.
Ah, they're trying to sell you something?
Mm-hmm.
And on the piece of paper, there's writing, but you can't understand it?
Mm-hmm. It's like, in some places it's faded. Yeah, I can't even identify the font. It's so weird.
So what's your impression when you look at these two people? What's the feeling that you get? Is it good or like, do you know these people or?
Not that well.
Okay.
It's like there's a table full of stuff, but the piece of paper is like the most prominent thing I see. Like very. Jason's smiling. He seems, okay.
Can you ask them what the piece of paper is there? What it's for? Tell me what he said. Is he saying anything?
Mm-mm.
Are you able to communicate with the other?
I don't even see that person anymore.
Okay. Can you ask them again then why you have been brought here?
You just get the feeling like, open your eyes or something.
So ask him what all the stuff on the table is for. Go a little closer if you need to.
There's like packaged items of trucks and toys.
And do you recognize any of these as anything you've ever had or owned before?
I see like a red truck and it has big fenders. Or wheel thingies. That looks like a car. Toy from the 20s.
Can you ask him what that toy represents? Why you are being shown this toy? And what did he say?
It was a toy around a time of great sadness.
For whom?
For myself.
When did you ever own that toy?
I was 5.
Was it a great sadness during another time in your life? In another lifetime? Or this lifetime?
Part of my brain goes, am I making this up?
It's okay. It's okay to imagine. Just go with what you're seeing. There's always lessons to it all. Can you ask him to help explain this to you? So you can understand it better?
I see a little boy, he has like suspenders on, short shorts, and a shirt, and like a little hat of some sort. He's just playing with this toy. And it doesn't seem like there's anybody really around. It looks like there's a town, but there's nobody outside. It's almost like a ghost town. dirt on the road, and there's places you tie your horse to. I don't see any people except for me.
Okay. So are you the little boy?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How old do you feel that you were?
5.
What color is your hair?
Brown. Light brown.
And what color is your skin?
White.
And what are you playing with? Or are you playing with anything?
Well, the first thing that came up was I thought I was playing with the car, but
Are you near the horse or near a building, or are you just out in the dirt road?
no, there's an old wooden building with like Western type building.
And then, is there any signs on the building?
A saloon.
So do you feel like you're waiting for somebody out there while you're playing, or is this just somewhere that you come often to play? Are you enjoying yourself out there?
It feels like I'm waiting, but there's like nobody. I mean, there is nothing out there. Like, no people. There's only like posts where you tie a horse, but there's not even a horse. There's like nobody there.
And you don't hear anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting, playing in the dirt with the rocks, making shapes.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
It is hot.
It's really hot, huh? Is it like a desert type atmosphere out there?
Yes.
So do you feel like you have a family around that area?
Mm-mm. Doesn't feel like there's anybody there.
What about outside? I mean, do you live around there?
This year, I don't know.
Okay. So are you able to look and peer inside the saloon?
To walk on the sidewalk.
Are you wearing any shoes, or is there any type of things covering your feet?
Yes, I am wearing shoes.
So you're okay to walk around on the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So being that it's so hot, we don't want to hurt your feet, so let me know when you have gone up to that saloon and see if you can see anybody.
I see those doors that flap inside and out, like they're only halfway.
Oh, like the swinging doors?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bartender in there. It's very quiet. He has an apron on. There's not a lot of people in there.
What are the people doing while they're in there?
Drinking and playing cards.
Can he see you peeking in?
Mm-hmm. He's looking at me.
Is he okay with you peering in?
Uh-huh.
And do you know this person? Have you been there before? Do you recognize him?
He's seen me before peeking in.
Oh, okay. Does he allow you inside?
I just know I'm not supposed to go in.
Oh. But what if you get thirsty? Does he allow you to get a drink, or does he come out and bring you a drink? Or do you have to go somewhere else to get a drink?
I have to go somewhere else. I don't get the feeling it's inviting.
It's not inviting for you to go
Mm-mm.
in there? Oh. So he just lets you peer in?
Mm-hmm.
So he understands the curiosity of a little boy?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go and take me to where you would go to get a drink. Because you must be thirsty if it's really hot.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to that place, can you describe to me what you see and what's happening?
I don't have any money.
Would they charge you for water?
They'd send me to the well.
So would you like go to like a general store or something, and that's where they would charge you?
Mm-hmm.
Is the well, does that have good tasting water though? And are you allowed to work with it? Or
Mm-hmm.
okay, being that you're young.
There's a crank on it.
Oh, okay. So is there anybody around you now, or are you still alone?
There's people walking out in the desert area, and the well is off by itself on a hill.
Oh. So where do you think these people were then?
They were working.
Mm.
I almost want to say, first thing comes like a milne, but I don't see a milne.
It could be in a different area. Do you see anyone that you recognize?
No.
Okay. Well, you must live somewhere near there. So let's go ahead and let's close that scene and take me to where you live, where you sleep, and where you have your dinner and breakfast, where you call home in that life as a little boy. And once you get there, Can you tell me what you see?
I feel like I'm in the movies. Like all these pictures I see are things I've seen in movies.
Well, sometimes movies depict what was really happening in real life.
Mm.
But always just trust your first impressions. No need to doubt it.
So I just see a small house with a table. It's out. Reminds me of the Little House on the Prairie house.
Mm-hmm. Is it just a one-room house?
There's an upstairs where there's a few beds.
Oh, okay. So you're not the only one there.
I see a mom. I see a dad, but he almost doesn't really seem like he's there, but not there.
Okay. Do you have any siblings there with you? Or do you sense that you have any siblings?
I think I might have a brother,
Okay.
but he seems a lot older.
So is he much older? He just doesn't really play with you much?
Mm-hmm.
So can you describe your mom for me?
Blonde. Has a bun. An apron. Been cooking a lot. Tired.
She's tired?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Is it hot in the house too, or is it much cooler?
It's a little cooler than outside. It's shaded.
Okay. So when you look at your mom, how do you feel?
Mm. Like she's just worked hard all day.
So what does she call you? Do you have a name?
Isaac.
Isaac? So if I call you Isaac, does that resonate with you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So Isaac, are you too young to go to school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's why you try to find time to occupy your day?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like going out into the town and seeing everything, or
Mm-hmm.
do you have other friends you get to play with?
Mm-mm.
There's not a lot of people your age.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you gonna do now? You
Eat.
getting ready to eat?
Mm-hmm. Hungry.
Okay. So let's move ahead to when you're sitting down at the table with your family and eating.
I'm sitting there.
Oh, you are? Okay. What are you guys eating?
Stew.
Is your dad and brother there? As well as your mom?
My dad's there.
Okay. So what does he do to provide for the family? Does he work, or does he have a job, or does he do some other sort of stuff?
Farmer.
Oh, he's a farmer. Is it hard to farm in that sort of weather and conditions?
He works hard. He's tired and dirty.
And does your brother, how much older is your brother than you?
I don't see him in the room.
Oh. Do you sense that he's a couple of years older, or is he a lot older?
A lot or older.
Oh, okay. So does he help your dad on the farm?
Mm-mm.
He does his own thing?
I get the sense he's not even in that town.
Oh.
Like he's off at school or something.
Okay.
He's not at home.
So you guys all live sleeping in that loft area then?
I sleep up there. They sleep. It's kind of behind the table. There's like a little open bedroom area.
Oh, I see. And do you have a wooden floor or is it dirt?
It's dirt.
No. That must not be fun.
It's dirty.
Is it always dirty around?
Mm-hmm.
Does your mom get tired of it?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your mom's name? What does your dad call your mom?
I don't know if this is right. Hey, you. I don't know if that's right. I don't think that's right.
No. Well, that's okay. So let's close that scene and let's move ahead to another important day, important time in that lifetime as that little boy. It's another important day and time in that lifetime. And once you get there, describe to me what you see. What's happening?
You see myself. I'm in a nice suit. I have money. Very prominent person.
Very prominent person of the town, or just... That must make you feel proud.
Mm-hmm.
Are your parents happy for you?
I don't see them.
Okay.
Seems like I'm getting married though.
Is that why you have the suit on?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still living in that same town?
No, I live in a city.
Okay.
A lot more people. There's like a lot of really nice things around me.
So what do you think you do that allows you to have such a nice life?
I want to say I'm a banker.
Okay.
I don't know if that's right.
Well, just always trust your first impression. Is that what first came to your mind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you said that you think you're getting married?
Mm-hmm.
So when you think of your bride, what does she look like?
She's really pretty.
What's her name?
Selena.
Serena?
Selena.
Selena? And how did you meet?
At a school I went to.
At a school?
Mm-hmm.
So is she in banking as well, or?
Mm-mm. She's from a very wealthy family.
Ah. So when you look at Selena, can you describe what she looks like?
Sandy, blondish brown hair. She has blue eyes, bluish, well, maybe more hazel. She's white. Thin lips. Not super thin, but not big. She's skinny.
So when you look into her eyes, the eyes are the windows to the soul, do you recognize her as anyone in Lynette's current lifetime?
No.
No. So what does her family do that makes them so wealthy?
They run the general store and the stagecoach. And her dad's just a very strong businessman. Yeah, he does a lot of different things. Some things I don't know about, but the obvious ones are the stagecoach and the general store. There's other stuff, but it's more quiet.
So when you get married, are you going to live in a real nice home?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Beautiful home.
Is it in town or outside of town?
At the edge.
But you said it was a city though. Does it have paved roads? Or does it still have like the dirt and posts to hook up the horses?
I guess I'm outside of the city then, because where I see me is, it's not in the city that we live.
Oh, okay.
Where we're getting married is in the city.
Are you getting married like in a chapel or something? Or just a really nice building?
It's this beautiful house. Get the sense that it's her parents' home.
And there's a lot of nice things around you said. So you must live in a lot of opulence then. Must be nice and lucky for them to live in such a way. Are you going to be able to live that way as well?
I'll have to work for it.
No.
Not quite that wealthy.
But she's okay with that? Your new bride? Seems like a very wonderful day for you. Must
Scary.
Oh, it's scary. Are you nervous about it or just kind of happy? And
I'm happy, but I'm afraid that I won't be able to provide what she comes from.
But I'm sure your dad wouldn't let the daughter go if they have that much wealth.
They don't seem very worried about it.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's close that scene and let's move ahead to another important day and time in that lifetime. And as you get there, describe to me what's happening. What are you seeing?
She's having a child.
Oh. You must be really happy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a little nervous?
Mm-hmm.
That's understandable.
I hope she's okay.
Are you in the room with her?
I'm about to get taken out of the room.
Oh. Is there a doctor there with her, or like a midwife or someone?
A lot of women.
Okay. So tell me, once the baby's born, is it a boy or a girl? Is this your first child with her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what do you do as you're waiting?
I smoke.
Was there anybody there to keep you company?
Her father.
Are your parents there?
Mm-mm. I get the sense that my parents aren't in my life for some reason.
So when you think of your mother and father and what has happened to them or where they are, what's your first impression or first thought that comes to your mind or feeling?
They're just so distant and far away, and it's almost like they did their job. In having me and raising me, and it's weird. It's almost like there's no love there.
Is it kind of similar to what you were describing with your brother? Like he was just away to school and that was just that? It was like expected? It's just what happens?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what happened with you then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't come visit. They don't really write. It's almost like they don't really care what my life's like now.
But you have now her family.
Mm-hmm. It feels like I'm close to her family, but not mine. Like even, I don't even get a sense that I have a brother. It just feels like I'm by myself, and my parents are where they're from, and they're there, and my brother's doing his thing, and I don't even know when the last time I talked to him, or my parents.
Does your wife ever ask about them? Or try to have you invite them? I mean, how old are you now?
30.
So it's been a long time.
It's almost like they just don't care, and like there's just, feels very cold.
Is her family that way towards you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So has she had the baby yet?
Mm-mm.
Do you know if she's doing okay with delivering or?
It's hard.
So let's fast forward to that scene until she gets to the point of delivering the baby. do you sense if you have a baby boy or a baby girl with Selena?
Baby boy.
Oh, okay. That must make you extremely proud.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you name him? Take a nice, long, deep breath in. And as you do, you're going to be even deeper in than when you were before. And just trust your first impression. Was he a healthy little boy, little baby boy?
Mm-hmm.
And did your wife do okay? Is she doing all right?
Mm-hmm. At first I thought she was going to die.
Was she just really tired? Or why did you think that?
It's just what came to my head.
But she's okay?
Yeah, she seems very tired.
Okay.
Took a long time.
So, when you think of your children with this wife, Selena, do you feel that you have many children with this woman, or just the one?
Just the one.
Just the one? Okay. And how does her father seem? Does he seem very proud of you and her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is her father's name? Or do you call him anything but Dad, or?
Well, the first thing that came up was Richard.
Okay,
But then I second guessed it.
that's all right. No need to second guess. Just trust your first impressions. And when you look at her father, and you look at at his eyes, do you recognize those eyes as anyone in Lynette's current lifetime?
Feels like I feel closed. I don't know, like I'm having a hard time seeing
Okay.
if it is or not.
That's all right. And so does he treat you like you're his son and treats you well?
He treats me very well.
And you've
Very
been
kind.
providing for his daughter well?
Mm-hmm.
That's
He seems very happy and accepting, and it's almost like I get the sense that he's okay with however it is, as long as I'm a good person.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't seem like he's very worried, or it's like I almost get the sense like it doesn't even matter if I provide very much. He's just happy. Like, he's happy. I'm with his daughter because she's happy with me, and I treat her well, and we're good.
Okay.
So it's almost like he feels he's made enough money in his lifetime that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. If he was as wealthy, like you were describing, that even he would be able to provide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He just wants us to have a good life, and
Happy life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let's close that scene and move ahead to another day and time that's important in that lifetime as Isaac. And tell me, what do you see? What's happening? Is anything happening?
I get the sense that I'm 50, but I'm not sure if I'm seeing that right.
Okay. Is something happening around you, or are you doing anything?
very sad. It's like somebody just died.
Who is around you to console you?
My wife. It's her father.
Oh. Okay. She must be just as sad.
Mm-hmm.
And is your son still doing okay? Is he there with you?
Mm-hmm.
So, you were pretty close to this person compared to like how your parents were.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happens after he has passed and after there's the burial? Does her mother come live with you guys, or?
I get the sense that she's passed.
Oh, okay. So now all the wealth and everything comes to you
Mm-hmm.
and her?
Mm-hmm.
So now are you still the banker, or are you now in charge of the general store and stuff? Or did you decide to stay the banker and just sell everything else?
I do everything.
Oh, that must be a lot of burden on you.
I have people that work under me.
Oh, okay. So you must be pretty good influence in that city and town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's now move ahead to the last day in that time of the life of Isaac. To the day of which you take your last breath. And when you come to that, what's happening? What do you see? Where are you at?
I'm at home, and I feel like I've had a very, like, almost easy life.
Are you in your room, or are you doing something? Oh, okay.
My wife's there, and I feel very fortunate, very blessed.
So has your son taken over all that you had and what you were doing?
Yes.
So you feel that you had a pretty good life then, huh?
Mm-hmm. 55.
So it wasn't too long after, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But your wife will do okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let's take the breath, take your last breath in that life. And as you take your last breath, and as you leave that body, what do you see? What's happening as you leave that body? Are you still just kind of watching or making sure that they're okay? Or
Mm-hmm.
okay. So when you think back on that lifetime now, what was the purpose and lesson of that lifetime?
How easy life can be and flowing.
Kind of just flew by quickly for you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that you accomplished what you needed to in that lifetime?
To be able to just love without all the worries.
Sounds like you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that everyone will be okay and provided for in that family? So Is there anybody there that's with you now that you've passed? Did anybody come to you?
Mm-mm.
No? So how do you feel now? Not being held to that body anymore.
When I first left, I felt a pain in my heart, like I was going to miss my family.
Mm.
But then I knew I had shown them the love that, and that would stay with them.
That now will continue on
Mm-hmm.
through other generations then?
Mm-hmm.
So where do you go now that you've passed? Do you feel that you need to go somewhere or do something now?
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm just kind of floating.
And how does that feel to be able just to float freely?
Feels very freeing, very good.
So do you ever go to the light?
I don't get that sense.
So do you feel that there's anything within the life of Isaac that's currently affecting Lynette's life?
The first thing that I feel is knowing how to really love